lizard people. Who are they? Where are they? What are they? And why are they? I have no idea. But today is episode 32. The lizard people, friend or foe? Let's get to the bottom of that.
Iceman Enterprises exclusively presents a talk show that will get to the bottom of things once and for all. And now here's your host for Let's Get to the Bottom of That, three weirdos on a mic.
We are back once again. It's the three weirdos on a mic. I'm Byron Dice. I am joined in studio with Mike and Jason. What up, fellas?
What's up,
Hello.
dude?
What's going on?
What's up? I'm pretty pumped up about today's show.
It was a great intro. Why are they?
Yeah,
That's
why?
a question a lot of people don't ask.
They don't.
are they?
Why? Yeah, what's going on there?
What are they? No, why are they?
Why are they here, and why do we have to talk about this?
And also, how are they?
on
You know,
this,
like,
missed that one.
How are they doing?
How are they?
Yeah.
That's good.
Is there another one? Is there another?
What, when, where, why,
How? I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't know. When are they?
Yeah, there you go.
Now.
Right
in
now.
your back seat.
Wow.
Hey, thanks, guys, for tuning in to another episode of Let's Get to the Bottom of That. We are quickly getting close to... Actually, we've went over our 30th episode. Wow. So we're getting there. It's. I thought we'd have had more under our belt by now, but it's been since September. That was our first episode. But I will say this. We have already... Our top episode, which is the Bohemian Grove...
Really?
has hit over 200. And I know people listen to this, they don't care about this stuff. So I should probably shut up.
Yeah, don't give them exact numbers, dude. Don't let them size us up like that.
Yeah.
I'm just excited about it because we finally, that's kind of a milestone. I like going over milestones. I know nobody cares. It's like talking about your bad knee. Nobody really cares.
I care.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
care about your bed.
Yeah.
Like I got this bunion on my heel.
I don't
Nobody,
care. I
nobody
don't care
wants to hear
about
about that.
I don't care about that.
You know what I'm
What about your
saying?
knees? You need your knees. I don't know about the
No,
bunion.
you do.
don't
You
need
do.
the bunion.
What I'm talking about is illness. People will sit here and talk about their illness. Nobody cares.
Dude, I care about people's illness.
Well, sure, if you're praying with them on the couch, but on a podcast.
I'm
talking about the audience listening right now. You care, Jason,
care
because
about
you're one of the
everyone's
three
audience.
weirdos on a mic.
That's true.
Yeah.
You care, and I care for you.
I care about our audience if they have some illness. That
Well,
we need
sure.
to,
If they text us and let us know.
Yeah, let us know about it.
Let us know if you got bunions on your heels.
or an ear infection. Like
Yeah,
that.
if you got no one else.
Hey,
to
how's
listen
your
to you-
hearing, by the way?
Dude,
Are you able to hear? Do I need to
No.
crank you up a bit?
not on my right side, but it's fine.
You're
Left
good.
side's fine.
Okay. I didn't want to blast you, but I want to make sure you
you're
got
good.
everything, all the hearing down.
What's up with that?
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you I have an ear infection.
See, nobody
Oh, okay.
cares.
Nobody cares. Look around. Look around. Nobody cares.
Well, I care.
We do, and I think our audience cares. We'll probably get mail for this.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you can mail us at truth@bottomofThat.com. Send us an email. And by the way, I'm going to stop doing a regular Q&A on the Spotify mobile app. I'm just going to ask this question, and this is where people can react to us. What did you think about this episode?
Okay.
That's the question every week from now on. I will still do a poll, but the question will always be, what did you think of this episode? So that way I can go, hey, if you want to give us some feedback, go to the Spotify mobile app and you can just reply to us with that question. What do you think of this episode?
Is it like free text or is it like multiple choice?
Oh, it's free.
Okay.
It's a free box. Now, the poll will
So
be
you can
multiple
type whatever
choice.
you want.
Yeah. Tell us, hey, I don't like Jason's ears.
That's fine.
Okay.
They're huge.
Yeah.
Big ears.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. I always tell everybody I can hear the sun come up. 'Cause they're so
Wow.
I've never noticed that.
Dude.
I don't.
Now you can't unsee it.
Now I think I probably will still not notice that.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Let's just unpack that for a second. Hear the sun come up?
Think about it.
That has to be a noise.
Yeah, I can hear it.
As as the earth turns,
And I can hear
and
it.
No, I don't think there's any noise in space.
you don't think
Yeah, no one can hear you scream in space.
Do you
is
really
what they said
freeze?
on Alien,
That's
the
true.
Ridley Scott movie. or
nobody
whatever.
could hear you?
And it has to be true.
Hey, that's amazing. He just did a movie reference.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott.
Did you-
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, wait. I got to get. Oh. There we go.
At first they laughed at me, but now they can't get enough.
Well, no, I'll see because you said I like bad horror movies.
that's
a
good
great
one.
horror
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one of the
it's
best.
That's
of all
one of the
time.
classics. So.
Yeah.
To piggyback on Ridley Scott, do you know that he did a documentary on JFK?
I didn't actually.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Yeah.
Is he a JFK conspiracy theorist?
Yeah, I think it's Ridley Scott. Let me double check that. But yeah, he was on Joe Rogan. I don't know if you guys haven't watched.
I
that
did
episode?
not know he did that. And we've done an episode on JFK, and we should have brought that up.
Yeah.
Jason.
I think that's
let me
like
double
He's
check.
failing us.
I think that's where the term conspiracy theorist came up, right? Wasn't it to like deal with the
Um,
people that were
I'm sorry, it wasn't Ridley Scott.
talking
My
about
bad.
JFK?
Oh,
Yeah, my bad. It wasn't Ridley Scott.
who was it then?
Dude,
Stanley Kubrick?
no, I don't know. I do know. I'd have to.
It's okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. This, I feel like this is the way the show's going to go. Everything's kind of been floating right here for the 5 minutes we've been into the show. Usually, we'll do like our last episode. I think we talked about 15 minutes of Trump and how he's indicted before we got into the DB Coopers. But I feel like this
Oliver
episode.
Stone.
Oh yeah, I
Oliver
did.
Stone.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched that.
we watched that one.
He did a
Oliver
part
Stone.
2 as
Yeah.
well.
Oliver
Yeah.
Stone.
He did an update.
Why did I think Ridley Scott?
No, he did an actual production movie, and then he did a documentary.
And he did a documentary.
Yeah, to follow up on it.
Why
Yeah.
was I thinking Ridley
I
Scott?
watched the revisited one. It was
Because you
really
loved
good.
Aliens so much. That's
I
one.
think so.
Great movie.
I did watch the revisited one. Yeah.
And you'll hear a lot of people complain, usually feminists. They're like, "Oh, there's no good movies with like a female lead." And it's just like,
was
have
the
you
first.
Yeah, it's like, have you seen Alien?
Have you seen Sigourney
Terminator?
Weaver?
Have you seen any of these movies that are like the best movies?
Right.
Yeah,
Right. You can just go down the list.
yeah.
I think some people just want something to complain about.
I think that's
Well, like we're not getting our justice.
Kill
Yep.
Bill.
yeah. There you go.
Wow.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
One of the best.
the list goes on.
I know.
They're like, we're just off the cuff with these.
Yeah.
If we wanted to, we could just.
Charlie's
Dude,
Angels.
what was
Yeah.
Charlie? Yeah. What was that one, that swashbuckling movie with Gina?
Gina?
She was a pirate. Anyway.
What are you talking?
Gina
and,
Carano.
What am I doing here?
Not Gina Carano. The chick that played in Earth Girls Are Easy
I think that's before our time.
with Jeff Goldblum. He was an alien and came down and found out that Earth Girls were easy.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Now I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
I look in the comments. Somebody
Someone help us out.
help us out with those movies. Anyway, anyway that was one. She was a female lead. Did great. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we-
The best is probably Sarah Connor, though, in my opinion. I really like the.
Oh, yeah.
I really like the original.
The first one.
The original Terminator was cool. Really
yeah.
cool.
I mean, if you look at her character arc, she showed up some scared, maybe mid-20s. I'm just trying to work my job, and some dude's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And the innocence on her, and then till the end of the movie,
Yeah.
showed how she progressed. That was a great character
Yeah.
development.
That movie really is like it transcends genre. It's like part horror, part sci-fi, part romance. Like this movie has everything in it, dude. And it's
James Cameron, he's a genius.
it's
The
incredible.
other thing is this: if you think about this, they made Arnold the Terminator, so he was the bad guy,
A lot of Bebop.
and then they had to switch and go. You know what? Arnold was so good in this movie.
Yeah.
Let's bring him back, but let's make him a good guy.
Let's make him the
Yes.
protagonist. Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked T2 as well.
T2 was my favorite.
T2 was a good one. Judgment Day.
Oh, you liked it more than the first
I
one?
did.
Oh,
Well,
I
it was
do,
a
I
little
did.
more. It was a little more broad because, to be fair, that was 85,
mm-hmm.
mid 80s. So it had a little cheese on it. Still great. I love cheese. But then T2 it brought it more modern because you had this liquid metal dude that was just going through the helicopter, just destroying everybody.
Fantastic.
And then the way they had Arnold was just was great. As the movie progressed, you like his skin coming off. Finally, he went full T mode. Yeah, it was great.
It was
Yeah.
great.
And then Miles Dyson blowing the whole place up.
Yeah.
You like how I knew his name?
Yeah.
Miles Dyson. Wow. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a heavy scene.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
And I like the way they brought it back. Because, dude, we're off topic
We
here.
are off topic.
Bad.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Listen, aliens. I like the way they brought back the arm and the chip.
Yes.
It all made sense. Like, that's why it happened.
Yeah.
Because the machine sent the dudes back, and the whole thing just Anyway.
All right, well, cut into some lizard people here, dude. Let's get.
Hey, listen. Today's topic is the lizard people. If you don't know who they are, we're about to introduce them to you. If you do know who they are, you probably already seen one. Okay. Now, I'm just going to give you. Mike's got a lot of notes. I don't have a lot of notes today because I did all the research I did was from David Icke's videos.
Yeah.
And David Icke, I can listen to him. He just captivates me. Okay.
He had you questioning your own existence.
He did.
Did he?
And
really?
I'll tell you that in a
Yes.
minute. Let me just read. This is from ChatGPT, where I get a lot of info from. And then Mike can piggyback off of this. Okay.
Okay.
The concept of lizard people is a conspiracy theory, which that's what we chew. That's our meat and potatoes around here, boys.
Wrong.
Wrong. It's not a theory. It's a fact. I got lizards in the closet. Now, Melania's a lizard. It's a theory that suggests that there is a secret society. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Secret society of reptilian humanoids who control world governments and other major institutions. Well, that makes sense to me.
It does.
Never heard of such a thing.
Okay, there's no scientific evidence to support this theory, and it's widely regarded as a baseless and unfounded claim.
That's how you know it's
The
true.
idea of reptilian humanoids has been around for centuries, but it has gained mainstream attention in the 1990s when British conspiracy theorist David Icke, I can't believe GBT picked up on David Icke, so he's got to be doing something good. He began promoting it. Icke has claimed that many world leaders and celebrities are actually reptilian humanoids in disguise. Despite the lack of evidence, the lizard people theory has persisted in popular culture and has been referenced in various forms of media, including movies, TV shows, and books. However, it is important to approach such claims with a critical eye and rely on credible sources of information. Thank you, ChatGPT, for letting me know that I need to be safe in my information.
Right, thanks.
It's always good to get a warning from
What a-
ChatGPT.
What a liberal AI.
It's
Yes.
important to approach such claims.
What a liberal AI.
I can't
Jeez.
believe you actually asked me something here about this.
Yes, approach these claims with a critical eye and a grain of salt, but other things just take at face value.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the vaccines.
Yeah, there you go. This episode just got kicked off YouTube.
Oh, by the way, tomorrow is our strike ending on YouTube. It's our 90 days are over, and we're about to upload all of our episodes and see how many get us kicked off the platform. So I wonder if we should take a poll, like, which one do you think's going to do it?
All of them.
We should take a vote tomorrow.
They're shadow banned.
What am I voting?
Or we're voting on which episode that you think is going to be the one that gets us kicked off.
Which one did we stop at? What is it, Bohemian Grove?
No, it was the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, dude, that's
years ago.
That's like episode 5 or
That's
6.
years
isn't it?
ago.
Yeah, so I mean, pick them, dude.
Yeah, pick 'em.
No,
I think
JFK's
it's
on
gonna.
there.
Okay, JFK's,
JFK's
on
in there. I think it's going to be one of the secret societies.
The Masons, I thought, was on there.
No, is it?
I think so.
All right, I don't know.
I think we
Anyway.
stopped at Illuminati. Illuminati was
Yeah, I think that got us kicked.
That got us a strike. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
the
right.
Illuminati striked us. Yeah,
Yep.
we're talking about they didn't like the blood.
They didn't like
Anyway,
us.
check this out. Speaking of secret societies, David Icke talked about the reptilian being part
The
of
Illuminati.
yes, being part of all these secret societies. Now, I will tell you this, just from the get-go, I've never seen a reptilian transformation. I've never seen a dude walking around that looks like a lizard, and I've never seen dudes change their eyes, although I've seen videos,
Okay.
but I've never seen one in person.
Have you seen a video where it kind of like looks convincing to you, or do you think, okay, maybe the camera just did something?
I saw something weird,
Okay.
but I've never seen it in person. That's what I'm trying to get at.
All right. I was at a Waffle House.
Oh my gosh.
I was at a
It's
Waffle
already a negative.
I was at a Waffle House. The lady,
Okay.
who's the waitress, she was a smoker. Okay.
Uh-huh.
She sounded like a reptilian.
Okay.
And her-
How does that
she-
sound?
Dude, I couldn't explain it even if I tried.
What?
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
So-
did it sound like English?
No. Yeah,
Oh.
it did. No, it did. But it was just her voice.
Just a rasp.
Are you talking
Yes.
about, hey, man,
Yeah.
I'm Aunt Marge.
Right.
Here's
Yes,
some
yes,
fruitcake.
yes, absolutely. There you
Okay.
go. That's it. right? And it looked like her skin was so old and wrinkly,
Okay.
and like weathered. It looked like she was reptilian.
That might be the meanest thing you've ever said.
But
It's the meanest thing I've
But I'm
ever-
not being mean. I'm just saying
But you thought that.
when I was
Okay.
young, when I was a young kid.
Oh, okay.
When
Gotcha.
I was a young kid, and I was like, man, she looks like a lizard.
You equated that. Okay, I see that. I see where
This lady, we don't know.
how you connect the dots
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
She looked like a lizard. So that's kind of why I always believed that there might be lizard people out there.
Okay.
Okay.
could see
It's not mean, Mike.
Yeah, that was a little mean.
Some-
I mean,
some
now
people
that I
look
know
like
that you were,
lizards.
He's connecting the dots.
now that I know that you were a child when you saw her, I mean,
Okay, this
that
was
like-
last week.
That was yeah. I mean, I thought you were like a
haven't
grown
been-
man.
Man, I haven't been
I
to
haven't-
Waffle
I
House in
haven't
like
been to
5
Waffle- yeah,
years.
I haven't been to Waffle
We should
House.
go just to see how the scene is.
What if she's still there?
It's
if
probably-
it's changed.
It's probably the same.
You think she's still there?
A version of her is still there.
If she's reptilian, she's still there.
Yes.
And you're gonna
But
say,
wh-
Jason, that wasn't mean. You were right.
Yeah. I'll be like, okay.
And you're gonna go, wait a minute, why is a reptilian here at the Waffle House?
How is the reptilian?
How?
yeah.
Okay, let me go ahead and say this, Mike. This is what Jason was talking about earlier. When I was listening to David Icke talk about this, because he went into a lot before he even touched on reptilian humanoids.
Right.
Talking about we're in a simulation, the moon's hollow, somebody built it.
Yeah.
And so there, okay, so he's talking about a lot of crazy stuff. But when he talks about the consciousness of humans
Yeah.
and how if you think about this physical reality, everybody thinks this is real and we interact with it. Like I can pick this bottle up, I can move the phone, I can interact out here. But I'm always peering from behind these eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my consciousness peering into this world. I'm interacting with you.
Right.
You're another person. But there's something behind me that I can't see.
Behind your eyes.
Yeah, there's another world because I'm only can see out here. I can't see behind me. One day I will, or maybe I can change frequencies and see something else. But
Okay.
right now, this is the only physical reality I can see. Anyway, that's what
I don't know.
That's something that
I was telling him. That he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So that's something that David Icke said that you've been chewing on.
Yeah, about
Okay.
your
Do
consciousness.
Do you understand though? You get what he's saying?
Yeah, I get what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of David's like philosophical beliefs are kind of like he's got an interesting take on some things for sure. He doesn't think that, like, he thinks, for example, that there is no death because he believes in spirit is what he calls it, and that basically we're all spirit, and that basically he is everything that has ever existed, everything that currently exists, and everything that will exist, just merely having a human experience.
Yes,
That's
I agree with that.
That's some of the stuff that he's talking about.
This is just, and he says, I, the consciousness, am just living this David Icke experience out. Somebody named me.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody named you Jason, but that's really not you. That's just the experience you're having right now.
Sounds a lot like mysticism.
So it's like sort of like we're all eyes in the same head. So like
Yeah, where are we?
it's like
right now.
it's like collective consciousness, I think, is like what you might hear some people call
Yeah.
it.
And to go back to that, when we do pass this body, because this body can only sustain our spirit, once it's done, we go back to the source, which in my opinion is Allah, not Allah. Excuse me. Did I just go Muhammad on us?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, that's.
I mean,
Did you convert to Islam?
I mean Jehovah. We go back to the source,
Yeah, and I think Ike believes in
Right?
God as well. He calls it Godhead. Have you ever heard someone?
I did hear him say that.
Yeah, he said Godhead.
We go back to the source, just like Neo.
Okay, that makes sense. Now I'm following.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Matrix, I'm following now.
yeah, and he says the Matrix did a really good job in kind of explaining how he thinks the world exists.
That
Anyway.
movie, that movie really did unpack a lot of things for a lot of people.
It did really.
Yeah,
Have you watched them yet?
not all of them. The first one's the only one you need to watch.
We talked about,
just
Yeah,
like
I know we talked
and
about it.
don't
That's
watch
why
the
I'm
fourth
asking.
one.
just
That's why I'm.
just like with everything else, you just need to watch the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
including the Terminator movies. I'm just being inflammatory this episode.
Okay, before I kick it to you, Mike, I screenshotted this graphic that when I was watching David Icke.
I saw this too, and I was like, why did they spell Rockefeller?
I thought this was amazing because this is kind of
Rockefeller.
we've kind of talked about all of this stuff on our show.
Yep.
Now, for the folks at home, I'm going to put this graphic on our blog site so you can go back and research. What we're looking at is at the top of it's called the Order of Illuminati, and then you got the Council of 13, the Bilderbergs, House of Rothschild, Club of Rome, the Order, House of Rockefeller, the Mafia, Trilateral Commission, Federal Reserves in the middle, and like way down at the bottom, you got the CIA, the KGB, MI5, and the World Health Organization. I thought this graphic was pretty cool on how
The what? The who?
did I say
Yeah, United Nations and who?
who?
Mm-hmm. The World Health Organization.
Why is lizards?
Yep.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
That's how you get guys like Gates involved, guys like Albert Bourla.
I think he's a reptilian.
When we get into like Albert Bourla, dude, like I mentioned it in that soundbite that played at the beginning of our early episodes about how he's probably the most convincing reptilian I've seen on television.
The Pfizer.
The Pfizer CEO who does that like frog throat thing.
Yeah.
He's like doing it the whole time. Like someone's talking. I don't know how people talk to him because they're just interviewing him, and the whole time he's just puffing his throat like a frog. And I'm just like,
it's very strange. After you told me that, I went and looked at it, and
but
they're reptiles.
But
No, they're amphibians.
Yeah,
isn't that a reptile though?
No,
it's a different thing. But
I didn't know that.
Still, I mean, maybe reptilian is just sort of like a broad
term. Okay,
yes,
okay.
And I don't know how any interviewer. Like, how hasn't there been an interviewer that's been like, dude, what are you doing with your throat? Like, I'll get to the question in a second, but you've been doing this the whole time. It's distracting.
Yeah.
I would.
Aren't you? You wouldn't?
I would. I'd say, how you do that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, people like us would say something, but like normal people, they probably think it, but they're like, is this because I'm going to lose my job?
I guess.
If I say anything?
Yeah.
I'd have to.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to go Borat on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ali G. How do they not know that they're being punked?
My wife.
When you get Ali G on there
They know.
interviewing.
They
They
know.
do know?
Yeah, for sure.
Did you see the one with Trump when he walked out? I think.
I haven't seen it.
I saw the one with Giuliani.
Oh, that was good.
What are you doing, dude?
That was good.
What are you doing?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you have to.
It was bad from what I've heard.
It was
Classic.
it was basically she was pretending to be Borat's daughter, and she was interviewing him, Giuliani, and she was putting the microphone on or something, or she was taking it off, and he was like sat on the bed and was undoing his pants,
Oh, okay.
like untucking his shirt or something.
Wow. Yeah, weird.
Yeah, what do you? It was almost borderline. Like, what do you thinking?
He
right
felt
now?
terrible.
Anyway.
Afterwards,
Yeah.
which I loved every minute.
I will say this before we get in. I kind of tracked with David Icke on saying this because when we hear people talk about the shapeshifters, we always think of like if you were right here in front of me and you shifted, your physical being would shift to the alien or the reptile. David Icke explains it like you're not really shifting. I'm actually seeing because I'm looking at a human frequency.
Right, yeah.
And that frequency changes somehow. And I don't know how I would change it, but it would change. And I start looking on the non-human, and I start seeing you shift. And it looks like a shapeshifter, but I'm actually seeing a different frequency, and I see you as the reptile.
Yeah, because that's one way to explain it, because it is like a physical impossibility to go from one solid form to another solid form. It like defies physics, basically.
Are you awake over there?
To do that?
Yeah, I am.
I think
I'm listening to you
Okay.
guys. Just
anybody that's I don't really recommend this, but to get through this episode, you probably need to do some shrooms. I'm just
it's.
I'm just saying. All right, Mike, I'm going to turn it to you real quick.
Wait. Going back to the shape shifting thing. So
Yeah.
So that's the part that doesn't hold up with the lizard people.
That's one part.
That's the one that trips people up.
Yep.
It's physically impossible, guys. The shape shift.
Yes.
It really is, but it's not physically possible to see a different frequency.
Yep. And there's sort of different camps within the reptilian like community, from what I was able to surmise. Some people believe that they can somewhat cloak themselves to look like humans. And this would be like what David Icke believes. This would be like what Alex Jones believes, and those guys. And then there's another group that think that they are subterranean for the most part.
That's what I believe.
And that they maintain their own form.
Okay.
But there are, exchanges between the reptilians and the humans in these, deep underground military bases that the general public has no idea about.
Gotcha.
So that's sort of like the two different ideas in there. And then some people believe that these reptilians are interdimensional beings.
Right.
So that's maybe why.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. So like, a lot of people say they see them when they astral project. If you listen to some people talk about what they see when they astral project, which is basically just like an out-of-body experience.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they will basically... essentially what it is it's like your soul will leave your body and your physical body.
Right.
And, your non-physical body will be able to go into what they refer to as the astral planes. And in these astral planes, they see weird things. And sometimes they'll see... they'll like go over to their parents' house or something, and like a reptilian will be there or something. Or like if somebody...
In the astral plane?
Yeah.
Not in the physical?
Not in the physical.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. There's like weird parallels and stuff that I don't fully understand between like the astral plane and
the lizards,
the real world. So like some people will say if somebody has like a malady or something, like if they're sick in some way, sometimes they'll see like a little like reptilian like latched onto somebody in the astral plane.
Oh,
like sucking his soul out.
So gotcha.
Yeah, they say they feed off their chakras. And there's stuff like that.
Going back to the mysticism.
Is it
Mysticism.
chakra or chakra?
I think both.
I thought it was chocolate.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
I've heard all different ways.
I just know there's 7 chakras. There's 7 of them along your spine.
But that's energy, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they feed off that. I've also heard they feed off adrenochrome.
No.
Yes, I heard that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of what I think we're going to get into today with the reptilian theories, it's going to really closely mirror what we unpacked with the Nephilim.
Oh, really? I was going to say Illuminati.
Yes. So...
Yeah, Ike mentioned them too. I was really shocked when I was watching that. The one you sent me on BitChute.
Which one? The
Nephilim.
Oh, yeah, he talked about the Nephilim. Yeah. Because there's some scripture that people point to if they, are a Christian that believes in the reptilian theory. They'll point to Revelation 12, verses 7 through 9, where it says, "And a war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought, but they did not prevail, nor was a place found for them in heaven any longer. So the great dragon was cast out, that serpent of old, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was cast to earth, and his angels were cast out with him." So a lot of people will point to that and be like, look, there's reptilians.
See, I think that was pre-creation, that story right there in Revelation. A lot of people say that that's a future event. But it's already happened. Because think about it. Who deceived Eve?
Right. That serpent of old.
Right.
Yeah, that's
it was
slithering snake.
And that's a what? A reptile?
That is a reptile.
Right.
And he was talking?
Yep.
And he was standing upright.
Yep. And Satan can shapeshift.
Rest my case.
He shapeshifts all the time. And
you said Satan does.
Satan does that.
Yes.
And he's a deceiver, like we just mentioned.
Oh, yeah, deception.
And
Father of lies.
Yeah, and like as discussed in our Nephilim episode, where basically, he and the Watchers were cast out, and the Watchers had children with human women, and this created the Nephilim. And the Nephilim bloodlines are basically the Illuminati bloodlines. That they're one and the same.
Trying to change the DNA of humans.
Yes. So there's a lot of parallels to that with this reptilian thing. Basically, swap out Nephilim with reptilian. More or less.
Because the overarching goal is to enslave humanity.
Yeah.
That's their goal.
I just had a light bulb go off.
Let's hear it.
Well, okay.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Or
reptilians.
Yeah.
You think they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's what mated with women turn into dinosaurs. No.
The Watcher. You're saying the
Yeah.
Watchers mated
Yeah.
with women and made dinosaurs?
Yeah, you're saying maybe that was one of the byproducts.
It could
Sure.
be.
that we had to get rid of with the flood.
It would definitely make more sense than two
we had-
stegosauruses mating with each other because
That's true. How's that going to work?
Yeah, because they have the spines on their back.
I mean, you can't even lay down.
yeah.
I think you've told me that before.
Yes,
That really trips you up.
it does, dude. Because
I mean, it doesn't make sense.
I don't think a paleontologist could answer that question.
No.
Yeah, it's either it looks vastly different than what
Could
we've
they be
depicted.
asexual?
I don't know. It could be. It could do some weird thing, dude.
No,
like,
you're right about that.
like where a whale will basically swim by the female whale and then just like do it in the water. I don't know.
But that's a good point you made about we don't know if they look like that because from the bones you can't get those scales like that.
Right.
Somebody drew that.
Yeah. I mean, look at a rabbit skeleton. Like a rabbit skeleton looks terrifying, but a rabbit looks like
Like hey,
cute.
bunny, come here.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, getting back to the reptilians though, but
This is a crazy show.
we're talking about the Anunnaki too. Have you guys heard?
I
of it?
heard that David
got-
mentioned the Anunnaki.
Have you heard of the Anunnaki, Jason?
Say it 3 times, Jason.
Anunnaki.
Got it.
So what the Anunnaki were is they are a group of supernatural beings that were worshipped by the ancient Sumerians and Babylonians. So we're going way back.
Babylon again.
Yes. Yeah, these were the first literate civilizations in Mesopotamia. And many believe that reptilians are actually the descendants of the Anunnaki. So when we talked about the Illuminati episode, they trace their bloodlines back into the ancient world. You can see how this might tie into that. How, people that we're calling reptilian are actually descendants of the Anunnaki. And in the 1968 book, Chariots of the Gods, author Erich von Däniken argues that ancient astronauts had visited a prehistoric Earth, and that is who the Anunnaki were. And these early religions were the interactions between humans and this extraterrestrial race.
Okay.
Wow.
So this is 1968, he said that. Okay?
Really?
That's when I was born.
Yep.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And in the 1976 book, The 12th Planet, author Zachariah Sitchin takes this same idea a step further and claims that the Anunnaki came from the planet Nibiru. Have you guys heard of that planet? Planet X.
Is
Have
that
you heard of
real?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have hybridized their species with humans through in vitro fertilization. So this is, kind of getting back into that biblical story of how the Watchers mated with human women.
Change the DNA.
Yep. And their goal was to basically enslave the human race and plunder Earth of its resources. And he notes that the Anunnaki temporarily left Earth during the Great Flood, but returned afterwards and have been controlling humanity ever since.
Wow.
In 1976, that's what that was.
Man.
And David Icke, he believes these things as well. So he believes that the reptilian overlords that he speaks of are the descendants of the Anunnaki. And he mentions that the reptilians demand ritualistic blood sacrifices where humans are slain and offered to them as the sacrifice.
Adrenochrome.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Because
Which ties into Illuminati.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So on the surface, the whole reptilian theory sounds ludicrous, right? But when we see how closely it parallels some of the other things that we've talked about, it might just be like a semantic difference between, the things we've already discussed on this show. It's just they're putting a different face on it a little bit.
No pun intended.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But what? Yeah. What if they are though?
Yeah. Yeah. And I sent you guys earlier this week, I sent you guys a clip from that movie, They Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have seen that movie?
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've seen it?
Basically,
Classic 80s.
basically where he gets a pair of sunglasses that he's able to put on, and when he puts these on, he's able to see through all of the messaging and the advertising and see what the actual underlying message is. And then he also discovers that there is a covert group of aliens that have skull faces that are
Already amongst us.
that are among them and running the show.
Yeah, just normal people walking around.
Yeah, and if you go to the comment section on that YouTube video, people are like, "This is real life."
Wow.
Yeah, they're like,
Hey, what about that show V?
I haven't seen that. What is that?
They're reptiles.
V.
They're reptiles. They came here and they took on human form, and then they acted like they were normal humans from outer space. Hey, we're friendly, whatever. But the people didn't know that there were really reptiles under this skin.
Okay.
So the whole thing was to uncover the plot. No, these are reptiles. They're trying to kill us.
Weird.
But the whole thing was like, oh, we're friendly. Let's mingle together. We just look like you. We're just from another planet. We've got advanced technology, and let us in. And everybody's like open arms. They got into the government, and it was over. But then there was the whole thing was about the resistance that knew about it. Of course, they would be the David Ickes, the Alex Jones, us. There would be the resistance. Like, no. I've seen them. They took their skin off. They're actually reptiles. Everybody's like, you're a crazy conspiracy. So it started this whole war against the resistance and the real lizard people. And then so you had this battle.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
the resistance. Yeah, V.
Yeah.
It stands for visitor. So no, it was
Have you
You
speaking?
sure that's a real movie
no, it's a show. It
a
came on
show?
every week. I loved it. I was enthralled.
in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, a lot of people did a lot of drugs in the 80s.
Yeah. I'm one of them.
So, I mean, it sounds
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of like your third eye?
I have heard of that.
Your pineal gland.
I've heard of
in
that.
Your brain, in your brain.
Wait,
Um,
say that again?
The third eye,
the
like
third
Doctor
eye.
Strange.
And it's the pineal gland in your brain. It gets calcified in most people.
Okay.
And a lot of people believe that the third eye in your brain actually helps with perceiving these entities. And a lot of people are like, okay.
Oh, you're talking about I can see the different frequency.
Yes.
Okay.
And children, theirs hasn't calcified yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they have all these like crazy visions and stuff. They say they see things, and adults are like, no, you're having a
You're
nightmare,"
crazy. I'm
things like that.
calcified.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people say, okay, the movie They Live, those glasses, those aren't, think of, okay, that's your third eye. He puts on his third eye. Now
You
he
can see clearly.
Now he can see the world as it is.
Is that why my little 4-year-old son's calling my mom a lizard?
Is he doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's a
Are you
lizard,
serious?
Dad. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah, that's a good one though. Why is she?
Mom,
they're among
Mom,
us.
I'm just kidding.
They're
I love
among
you.
us.
I love you, Mom.
Nope.
But she could be a lizard. Well, they say 1 out of 4 people.
Yeah. Where
A
did you?
reptilian.
Didn't you say that?
Oh, that lady that we played that clip.
Didn't
on
you say
before
they
the show.
started a
Yeah,
cult?
talk about that cult.
Yeah, how about
Sherry
that cult?
Shriner that
Yeah.
started the cult.
Uh-huh.
She believes in lizard people and got a whole bunch of people to believe this, whether it's true or not. And she would tell her followers that if your family members and your friends and people you work with,
Right.
they could be reptilians and reptiles, and so therefore we need to eradicate them. And she's like, several people in her cult killed people.
Really?
And
Is there a test you can take?
I don't know, man.
I need to find out about Sherry.
Yeah, Sherry Shriner.
I mean, there's got to be a way you can test.
Test for what?
If you're like if I'm trying to infiltrate your
sure,
cult,
Sure.
like how she would have to test me to make sure I'm not
Cold
trying
weather.
to get in and kill her.
Cold weather.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's what I would assume.
There would have to be some way. Like,
There's got to be a test.
Are they cold blooded?
yeah. Have you seen the horror movie The Thing?
Yes.
Remember that test with like the flamethrower
Yes.
and the hot wire, dip it in the blood? Yeah, they could do something like
I
that.
saw that one time.
Hey, did you like the remake or the original?
Original.
Was it the original?
The original was
The-
with
the one-
80s, right?
The one,
Yeah.
the one in the 80s is my favorite.
yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw it with my brother. He loved the thing.
Terrifying.
Great movie. Also, apparently,
John
somewhat
Carpenter.
based in reality because there's a book called Who Goes There, which is written by a friend of Admiral Byrd, who went down to Antarctica. And Admiral Byrd told the guy who wrote Who Goes There what he saw down there. And apparently it was a shape-shifting alien, which is what is
In Antarctica.
Which is, yeah.
That's where we're not supposed to go.
Yeah, you can't go below the 60th parallel or something like that if it's not approved.
I think we should try to do that.
How would we do that?
We have to get a boat.
We're just gonna float on a door there or something.
Well, no, we got to get a boat. Don't you know some people?
Like an ice-breaking ship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Who?
That went down and found the predator. Waylon. Yeah. He never mind. I try to do a movie reference. I just lost it.
Dude, yeah, but
that's what I just did.
Getting into more of the historical references to these reptilians, we
The way you just said reptilians.
we can go into the Aztecs and what they believe.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they had a god or a demon named Quetzalcoatl, and I believe I'm pronouncing that incorrectly.
It sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds scary.
It's all French to me.
Yeah. I watched a YouTube video where some guy was pronouncing the name, and I thought I would do my due diligence at watching it, and I forgot it.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. So Quetzalcoatl is depicted as a feathered serpent.
Okay.
And he's revered by the Aztecs as the creator. And Quetzalcoatl taught the Aztecs agricultural best practices and how to plant and harvest maize. Okay? And in return, the Aztecs offered
Their children.
human sacrifices.
Oh, come on.
So it sounds like Satan,
Right.
Right?
and they were, serving Satan.
Yeah. It's,
And he gave them technological advancements.
A reptilian bird?
a feathered reptile, basically.
That's
a feathered
terrifying.
serpent. And when you look at like some of have you ever seen that Mel Gibson movie Apocalypto?
Yes.
No, but I heard it's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
I can't understand them though.
It shows basically what the Aztecs and other tribes of that ilk would do.
Right.
They would basically erect a new like pyramid temple, and then they would basically bathe it in blood.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is bloody because they're killing so many people. You bring up like a prisoner to the top, you cut them open, and then you like
Throw them down.
Just
them
let
down
them
the
bleed,
side,
yeah.
and then blood
paints
everywhere. Tens of thousands of people.
Yep.
Like they've dug up like mass graves that prove this too.
Yeah.
So it isn't just like a movie like saying it happened. It's confirmed. Yeah, it's weird, dude. Like this sort of like human sacrifice stuff really ties into like what the lizards were into.
Also, keep in mind, they say that dinosaurs are closely related to
Birds. Feathered serpent.
Feathered serpents.
Yeah, and
That's right.
they're adding feathers to the dinosaurs. They've been doing that since I was young.
Yeah.
I remember not liking that at all when they first did it.
Because it broke your glass.
Because in second grade, we had like a dinosaur unit, and this is back when dinosaurs were just like big lizards. And then like, I think by the time I was in like fourth or fifth grade, they're like, oh, feathers now actually. And I was just like, dinosaurs as a whole are stupid. I was like, that's dumb.
Yeah, Dr. Alan Grant. He discovered the
he
bird
did.
thing.
Yes, he did.
He's like, see, they run in flocks, or they run in herds.
Yeah,
Flocks, herds.
that's true.
Yep. Yeah. So
Remember when Brontosaurus was a thing?
yeah,
But they don't
still a
mention-
thing, right?
No, it's
never
gone.
never existed.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't there.
Mandela effect.
Yes.
Interesting. Why?
I mean, because it used to be that long.
It's a long
I mean, you
neck
could
one.
see, the long neck, but it turned into that other one, the one that spit on him, the one that sneezed in Jurassic Park.
The one that like spits acid.
No,
No.
the one that had the long neck and it
Yeah.
sneezed on him up in the tree.
Oh,
That's what the Brontosaurus is. They named it something else. I don't know what it's called, but
You can make up.
I was looking for the Brontosaurus on that whole pan over the lake thing, and I was like, "Where's the Brontosaurus?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like he got shafted.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Anyway,
Huh. So I think
reptiles.
I think we mentioned at the beginning of this episode, you've never seen a reptilian.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Not physically. I've seen the weird eyes on
Just in a
videos.
video.
Yeah, but I don't
Okay.
know if that's.
Mike
I don't
didn't
know if
like
somebody's.
my story is that I was a mean guy for saying.
No,
Yeah,
that
you saw one at Waffle House.
I was excited for a reptilian story, and then I just got a little bit of cruelty is what I got.
All I kept thinking about was the hash brown smothered and covered.
Dude, Waffle House.
You can't
Anyway,
beat it.
what about you, Mike?
So you have not seen a legit reptilian as
I
well?
have not.
I mean, if you want to, you know.
Have you ever seen somebody's eyes do anything weird?
Not physically. I mean, not in person.
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Have you?
Yeah, but they were on drugs.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
I have not.
What if drugs? What
Get
if
you into-
drugs do that?
Get you into that realm.
Yeah. What if drugs can make you see in that different frequency?
Wow. I never
They
thought about
they
that.
do.
Wait,
Absolutely.
Mike's
Yeah.
so convincing. No,
No, they do.
They do.
I know what you're talking about.
Hallucinogenics. Yeah.
That's why the LSD, when we talked about MK Ultra, that's why they were experimenting with it.
Yes. Yeah. For some of them, it's sort of like a whole curtain falls down. It's like, whoa. It's like I'm seeing behind the curtain now.
Are you
Yeah.
really seeing that, or is that just your brain?
You're seeing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're so convincing.
I'm like, what?
No, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I was really in hell
So-
when I was tripping on acid,
but it's yeah.
or was I making that up in my own mind?
like you said? I mean, it's hard to
You don't know
really
reality,
know
do you?
Because you don't know if those signals are entering your eyes, and then your eyes are converting that into like the electrical signals that go to the brain,
Yeah.
or if you're perceiving things normally, and then just the electrical signals are messed up, and
I think the electric, because it goes straight to your brain. It doesn't. My brain already knows what it wants to get when I'm looking out, so it's messed up already.
yeah.
Are you awake?
I'm just taking this all in because this is fascinating.
Yeah, but there's some weird stuff with like eyes and stuff. Have you heard David Icke's personal story?
No.
Okay, so in 1989, he was in a BBC green room,
Wow, BBC.
like about to get interviewed, I guess, and he was back there with the British Prime Minister Edward Heath, and he witnessed Edward Heath's eyes go completely black. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, 100% black. Like in this green room, they were just back there together.
Both of them?
Yes. Uh huh.
That's like X-Files.
Yeah, it's super weird, and I've heard other people talk about that happen a lot, where something's just wrong with their eyes. Alex Jones has had multiple encounters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's mentioned that he believes that the reptilian encounters can be explained by either demonic possession or possessions by an alien. He's like, aliens aren't coming to Earth in like spaceships. They come and they take over your body. That's what he thinks. And
Like V. I mean, like They Live.
right.
Or like the scroll.
The Skrulls.
Yeah.
Or like
Shapeshifters.
Or like that one old movie is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Invasion of the Body Snatch, yeah.
Yeah,
Never seen that.
that's a good one.
Is it a good one?
Yeah. But basically, like when you see somebody who appears to shapeshift or their eyes go completely black, they've been either possessed by a demon or an alien species. That's what Jones has said. And he's claimed to have seen many powerful people, like where their eyes went completely black or like where their eyes went yellow. Something.
What?
Yes. Yeah. And
Okay.
I took to Reddit to see
Here we go.
to see
Let's go.
if others were talking about this, and a lot of people have seen the weird stuff with eyes. And I came across something called BEK, which stands for black-eyed kids. So there's like a creepy thing where like people have seen like children with like all black eyes, and just like weird stuff like that.
Dude, I read another trait
All
for
black eyes.
lizard people, people with red hair, and that's not. I'm not joking. That was one of the.
That's a thing?
So
One of
that,
the traits.
So that gets into the Nephilim.
Yeah,
right?
The red hair.
The red hair.
Yeah,
I could see it.
yeah.
I could definitely see it.
So if anyone has red hair, they're inherently evil.
We know, we know.
Inherently evil.
There's something off with redheads.
Man.
Can't trust them.
Yeah, there are so few of them. I've heard
That's going on the short.
I heard they're going to go
right there.
extinct eventually.
You're
They might go extinct. Yeah,
I've heard that.
yeah.
the red hair people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
recessive. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I think eventually, same with blue-eyed people.
Yeah.
That's
Well, how
eventually-
can you keep it going?
keep blue eyes going?
And the red hair.
They just got to keep finding each other.
Yeah.
There you go.
What
Bloodlines.
they usually do.
There's like Nephilim.
Yep,
yeah, which they usually do because
They're in Ireland.
because everyone else doesn't like them.
I didn't say that's cruel,
God.
Mike. Mike, that's cruel.
That is cruel.
Waffle House.
Do you guys know who Mancow Muller is?
I know Mancow. He has a radio show in New York.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him. Yeah, so he's had an experience.
Wow, what?
Yeah.
Do tell.
Yeah, so he's a very popular radio host. I think he started in like the 1990s or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
talking like this. It was a man cow show.
Yeah, he's been around.
That's fantastic.
He's talking with a man cow. Today we got Howard Stern's coming on later.
That's an amazing impression.
Dude,
Anyway.
you're so good at this.
Yeah, you can do like anything with your voice. Dude.
I know.
Anyway, he got called into a meeting in L.A. with some like powerful people to discuss some business deal or
It's
whatever.
always powerful people.
Yep. And he said when he got in there, the lights were really low, and he was sitting there in a meeting room with like this CEO guy, and
Yeah.
the CEO shapeshifted before his eyes.
What?
For like 10 seconds, and what he described looked like a lizard with hair for like 10 seconds. And then after that, he acknowledged the shapeshift. He said, now you know who we are. Basically, are you going to like get down on your knees and work with us?
What?
Yeah. And then Mancow just like got out of there immediately.
Wow.
Yeah. A lizard with hair. Like
I have not heard of this story.
yeah.
Which makes sense, and it actually follows the same thing you were saying earlier with the Aztecs, the lizard with feathers.
yeah.
Feathers, hair,
Yeah.
synonymous.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
So now you know who we are.
Right. And then just
And he
got out of there.
ran.
Yeah.
Man.
Weird stuff, dude. And like,
What would you do, Jace? Would you take him out?
I would ask him to do it again. Do that again.
Wait a minute. I just making sure that
Yeah.
there wasn't nothing in my tea.
yeah.
Change again. I want to see that.
That would be a very interesting strategy. Like they shapeshift, and then you're just acting like you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Just to see like how long they stay shapeshifted.
Right. Jason, can you not?
They get offended that you're not
Ja-
acknowledging
Hey, can you not see me over here? Changing to a lizard.
about our stocks, man. Let's go.
So are you going to fund my new show
Right.
or what?
Billy Corgan.
The Laugh Ender. Oh, Billy. What?
Billy Corgan.
Why do I know this name?
He's the singer for the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yes.
They were a
Billy.
big band, and he talked about his experience with a shapeshifter on the Howard Stern show.
Howard Stern is a lizard.
Is he?
I think probably so.
Look at him.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
He loves naked women.
Does he?
Yeah.
He's so weird, dude.
What? Like
You never heard his show?
I have.
Yeah. I mean, all the time. And well, when he was on Real Radio, I
Uh-huh.
don't know if he still does it because he's on Sirius. But he would have, strippers or porn stars. They would just strip down in the studio for him.
Yeah,
He'd be like, wow, look at those.
that's weird.
Yeah, weird. When he was married.
That is
like-
weird.
I don't like
Is he still married?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
He was. Yeah,
He's
anyway.
a shock jock.
Yeah.
Lizards
I
don't
think
stay
he's
married.
he's shifted for some reason. It seemed like he was always on the cutting edge of, middle finger, but then he shifted to like, no, you got to comply. Get your vax, put your mask on. You people are stupid that aren't vaccinated. And I'm like, how did you shift to that?
That's how you know he's been controlled the whole time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you did this whole thing, middle finger to the FCC. I got my own show now. Woohoo. Oh, put your mask on. Vaccination.
It was all about money.
That's what I'm thinking
always-
now.
it's
Like,
always
what if
about
he's
money.
getting, oh, I got my own show. I'm free now. Really?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no.
This message brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah. And Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah. Wow.
Bud
Yep.
Light.
Wow.
He's probably a demon.
I don't think Elon
I
Musk
know he-
is a lizard, though. I will say that. I do not
He
think.
does look kind of strange.
Dude,
But I don't think he is, though.
aren't demons in the Bible? Don't they go by they them?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you saw
Yes,
that.
you're right.
You saw that one interview.
Yeah, he said.
serious.
He said we are many.
Yeah. Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are
I wonder if it was they then.
So there you go. Everything's very intentional.
See?
Yeah.
Dude, one thing that's really weird with this whole reptilian thing that kept coming up, people are like, go to Google and do Google image of the Vatican audience hall and see what it looks like. Have
Should
you
I
seen
look
this?
that up?
Yeah.
No.
It's
Okay, what am I doing?
Vatican
Maybe I've seen this.
audience hall.
Somebody has searched for it.
And go to Google images
Images. Okay. Got it.
and the second one.
This one?
It looks ridiculous.
Oh!
Wow.
It looks like a snake.
It looks like a reptile. 2 eyes and the bridge of the nose coming down.
That's a snake.
Like you couldn't make that
Why would
look
you
any
do
more
that?
like a snake.
Was that by accident? I
No.
don't think so.
I think not.
No.
Look at these dudes. I'm worshiping the snake.
Right.
Please feed me.
Yeah, but the camera angle is weird.
Dude, it looks like a snake.
It's like, and here's his mouth. I'm coming down. I'm just going to do a blood sacrifice right here in this hall.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wait, look at the structure here.
Dude, it even kind
Look
of
at that.
scales.
Look at the scales.
It even kind of looks like a snake from the outside.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, like this is the snake head, and his eyes are on both sides. Look at that. You see what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
You don't
not
see
seeing
the. Here's the eyes are on both sides. That's the snake
Oh,
head.
okay. So
Yeah.
It just looks like a snake head.
it looks like a belt buckle.
And then
Okay, this is Vatican, right?
This is the Vatican.
Yeah, they're
audience.
evil.
Yeah, I mean, look at the teeth, dude. Like the teeth of the snake even, like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, that's
What is happening?
that's ridiculous,
The
right?
Pope.
Yeah, so I mean, everyone at home,
Jason's
I mean,
lost it.
go check that out, because I mean, it's weird.
Bunch of demons in Vatican City
Yeah,
worshiping the snake.
yeah,
They're probably all reptiles in the Vatican City.
yeah.
yep. One other guy that I want to bring up.
How can we serve you?
I just want Commander Cobra
Yes, you did.
right there from
You
G.I.
did?
Joe.
G.I. Joe, man. What a fantastic.
The G.I. Joes are breaching the outer courts.
It's like there's multiple people living in your body. You can do so many voices.
He could be reptilian.
We're not sure.
1 out of
Yeah.
4.
We're not sure.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Dude, Phil Schneider.
Reptiles.
Phil Schneider is a guy I really want to talk about here.
All right, let's go with
Let's
Phil.
do it.
It's hard to find Phil Schneider videos on YouTube now.
Oh,
It
let me
really,
try to find
Did he
it
washed
really is. I'm gonna send you guys some Phil Schneider stuff. He's made some. Dude, he was talking about like adrenochrome back in like 1995.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy knows some stuff. So he worked for 17 years as an engineer and a geologist for the federal government, working on black projects and DUMBs, which is deep underground military bases.
Wow.
And while working underground, take it or leave it, this is what he said he experienced.
Okay.
He discovered along with 20 of his, fellow employees, they discovered a subterranean species of what he called extraterrestrial Draco reptilians. Yeah. So basically they were down there making these DUMBs.
That's dumb.
I know. And he said they have technology that we're like not aware of that makes making these things much easier than it used to be, where basically it turns the rock into magma and then pushes it against the wall so it like hardens right away.
I've heard that though.
Yeah. And apparently like people just aren't aware of this technology because they think when you tunnel, you got to break up the rock and then scoop all the rock out and put it somewhere else. And it's a big intensive process. But he talked about that technology. And basically when they encountered these subterranean reptilian alien species that he's talking about, they got in a firefight with them, and he got like a bunch of his fingers blown off, and he got hit with some energy weapon that gave him cancer. And
Excuse me?
yeah. And he said he would have died if like some guy didn't like come back and like get him. But yeah,
Does he have cancer today?
he actually got killed in 1996.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was going around in 1995 and giving, these conferences where he was talking about this stuff. And
Do you know the location of the base? I'm just curious because I found something here about terrifying humanoids emerge subterranean realm.
The location that
in Vietnam.
No, the location he was at, I don't know how it's pronounced. It's Dulce, New Mexico.
Dulce, New Mexico. Got it.
Dulce, New Mexico is where this happened. And, but yeah, getting more into his death, he was killed in 1996. It was originally ruled a suicide.
No.
Sorry, it was originally ruled natural causes. Then it was ruled a suicide after his widow demanded another autopsy. But basically, he was found dead, strangled with a piece of catheter tubing.
What?
Yeah. Yep. There's a documentary about him called The Underground, where they go into some of this stuff.
Wow.
Did you watch it?
I haven't watched all of it. I watched some of it. But basically his speeches discuss how these creatures have been on Earth with humans since the beginning. So it kind of, once again, ties into that stuff that we're talking about like, these biblical, teachings about like the Watchers and stuff. And,
Nephilim.
and he says there's no impending invasion. They're already here.
They're here.
The military is aware of them. The intelligence agencies are aware of them. He said that during the Eisenhower administration, they actually signed some agreements with each other and stuff. And he said that they have objectives that basically really tie into like the whole population reduction stuff. And he says by the year 2029, he said this in 1995, that by the year 2029, they're going to reduce the Earth's population to by 7/8. So only 1/8, 1 out of every 8 people will remain in 2029 is what he said.
So we have, what? How many more years? 5?
Not many. Not many more.
2028.
What's that?
2028?
2029.
2029.
Is what he said. Oh. That's kind of like a year that comes up over and over again when you look into like these
2030 too.
Yeah, Agenda 2030.
Yeah.
So like when you look into some of this conspiratorial stuff about like population reduction and New World Order and all these things, that date comes up a lot. So as we get closer and closer to the end of this decade, we might start to see some of this stuff play out, or we might see if that stuff was all bollocks.
Yeah, that's bollocks.
Yeah,
that's Bolshevik.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what you just said is in direct correlation with that TV show I mentioned, V, because the upper echelon in government knew who they really were. The public did not.
Right.
But the upper echelon knew, and they were in cahoots. They were like, and they did it because for fear. Okay, yeah, we'll go along with you. Come on in. We'll sign an agreement. We know who you are. You can kill us. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So we'll cooperate with you, whatever you need. It was kind of like that thing. And that's what you just said, is they're already here. They sign an agreement. They're kind of a pact. Hey, Joe Biden could be one.
Could be.
I saw some videos.
How about when he does that smile?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just, it's so creepy.
It is.
It's either just creepy or he's a reptile.
And he always sniffing people.
Yeah, that kind of ties into it, dude.
Is that a reptile sniff, right?
They use their tongue.
Yeah, they use their tongue to do it. But yeah, he really does just get his
What
face
if that's
right
the
in
next
there,
level,
dude.
though? Is he sniffing, but then somebody stops him because he's about to do the tongue?
Yeah.
And it's he's like right on the cusp of getting that next level.
I mean, it looks like he's right on the cusp every time. He really is. Like, it's like some like 8-year-old girl.
Yeah, it's like always the young. Like, I smell your adrenochrome.
That's what it is, dude. That's
exactly what it is.
Yeah, dude.
He smells the youth.
Yes.
Jason's lost it over.
Dude, because like reptilians basically just look at humans like they're like a bag of food, basically. He's looking for all these, endocrine chemicals and stuff that's basically like cocaine to him.
Right. This is going to get me through the next 30 days. It's going to get me through.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because it's true probably.
It's probably true.
Man.
It's sad but true.
In the way
to quote Metallica.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was a good laugh, guys.
So I mean, you never know. I mean, with some of this abstract weird stuff, I mean, you do always have to kind of worry about like poisoning the well, right? Like, because I do feel like there is an effort from some people to make basically the dissonant community look stupid.
Sure.
By putting ideas out there like flat Earth, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shots fired at the.
You're gonna get us in trouble.
Yeah, dude, the flat Earth. Well, they go down and they thumbs down all our videos on BitChute. We know that you're doing that.
Yeah,
so.
we see you. Yeah. It's okay. We can take it.
Yeah, that's all right. But things like that. So
I see what you mean, though.
Yeah, you always have to be careful. But I mean, if it all kind of like ties in with what we already talked about with like the Illuminati bloodlines and the Nephilim, I mean, they're just kind of putting their own little spin on it. It's more of the same, right?
Yeah.
Similar stuff. But yeah.
Okay, so
do you think it's all going to be, is it all going to, so let's just say 2030. At some point, is it going to come out and go, let's see, we're really here.
Right. Like they always release information to the public, and the public are just like, let's go back to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually it would come out and be like, wow, Alex Jones was right again.
Yeah. There's been a lot
He
of
tried
like
to tell us about Bohemian Grove.
He tried to tell us about Epstein's Island. Oh,
Yeah.
long time ago. Yeah.
Oh, I just saw it. I'm sorry about it because you just mentioned Epstein. I don't know how true this is, but the address on somebody did a short and they showed on SpongeBob the address at Bikini Bottom, and you looked up the address and it goes to this island in the I think one of the Virgin Islands or something, but it's an island that Epstein owns.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Somebody did a screenshot of it's when SpongeBob was trying to get his license. And on his license, it shows an address, such and such address, Bikini Bottom. And if you type it in Google Maps, it'll go to this island that Epstein owned.
Wow.
Dude, SpongeBob it was on
Nickelodeon, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that totally makes sense. Because
Nickelodeon's full of pedos.
yeah, there was
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
dude. There was something called the Creep Club at Nickelodeon.
What?
Yeah,
I haven't heard of this.
all the pedophiles that work there, dude. Like, yeah.
What's the main dude, the producer that does all the shows, the kid shows?
I can't remember his name, but he's part of that. He's like a foot fetish guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've got adults running that that pro or that network.
Yes.
And he's bringing all these kids in because it's supposed to be a kid-friendly show that kids want to watch.
Right.
And you've got these pedophiles.
Yes. And
that are upper echelon and are adults.
Yeah. And like
Dan Schneider.
that's him. Yes.
Dan Schneider.
Yes.
Creep.
He's in the Creep Club.
Yeah.
And there were like a few others, like people that were convicted pedophiles that were hired after their conviction, after they served time for being a pedophile, hired at Nickelodeon to come and, be a cameraman or something on the Amanda show or something like that. Yeah. And then there's, because the parents.
What about iCarly?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Go, dude. You can Google all of this.
Okay.
Watch the
didn't know
videos,
this.
man.
So, dude, it's all
So
connected.
did some of the kids come out and go, look, dude?
Yeah.
Some of them do, but some of them they don't because they had to sign what do you call it?
NDAs.
A non-disclosure agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah. Drake Bell said he was.
Drake.
Yeah.
No, that's the fat kid that got skinny.
That's Josh.
No, that's Josh.
Oh, excuse me, Josh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Josh and Drake.
Josh
okay,
and Drake.
gotcha. What did Drake say?
He said that he had an inappropriate relationship with an adult while he was an actor there.
Dude, they're everywhere.
Yep.
And it's almost like when you're a kid. I know it's hindsight. We can always go, oh, you should have did this, should have did that. But when you're in the moment, and this is my job. I got all this fame. Maybe I should just go along with this.
Yeah, of course. They're kids. They don't understand.
They don't have the capacity to even understand the
absolutely.
situation that they're in.
No.
They don't. It's so easy to take them out of reality because they're already so far out of the norm of what a kid their age is used to that, they're like, imagine being a small kid and like adults that you've never met before think that you're awesome.
Right.
It's weird.
I watched Brooke Shields' documentary last night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's kind of off subject, but it's
Brooke
talking about
Shields.
what you're talking about.
Hey, Brooke
She was 15 years old.
Wait. She was
Blue Lagoon.
Wasn't she married to Andre Agassi?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now okay.
I know the movie that you're talking about.
Blue Lagoon. She was 15 years old.
Yeah. And there's like nudity.
I'm naked. I'm having sex on a beach
Never seen
with a dude.
Mhm.
That's what it was about.
Wow.
We're castaways on a beach with this other dude. I think it was his brother or her brother. They were siblings, and they ended up.
That's so weird.
So, and she was her first movie was called Pretty Baby.
Mm-hmm.
She was even younger. She was 14 or maybe 13.
Right.
Where she was in a brothel. What? Right. A brothel. And some of the scenes, she didn't know how to make her face look like she was in ecstasy.
Mm.
And the guys running the show, directors, producer, would come and twist her toe. So she would make this face on camera that made more sense that she was making love.
Oh, wow.
And now she's old now talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
But That's that's
Fall-
pedophilia.
Falls in
is.
line with
That's
everything
like
you say
soft
about
porn.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
But somebody was saying on that they wouldn't make a movie like that today.
What are you talking about?
Have they? I mean, look at Cuties.
Dude, they make movies like that all the time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's way off. But maybe it is reptilian. So
Yeah. I mean, we could probably talk about that on like the Pizzagate episode, maybe, or
yeah, that's coming up,
That
fellas.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, dude, it's scary stuff when you read into like what was going on at Nickelodeon and what's going on with like all these famous child actors and stuff. And it's why they end up. Oh, part of the reason why they end up all messed up is
Corey
adult,
Feldman?
You know?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him.
That
Yeah.
was
The,
bad.
yeah. The two Coreys. Yeah, they were both.
Was he on Nickelodeon?
No, but I mean, he was.
Yeah, but he was a child actor.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
was in,
talked
like, a
about.
ton of movies in the 80s.
Yeah, he came out with this documentary of
Yeah.
exposing everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Poor guy.
I don't know how we got on this, but maybe reptiles are pedophilias,
Oh, for sure.
pedophiles.
Yeah. No, I
So here's how we got.
100%.
Here's how we
Yes.
got on this. Joe Biden was sniffing young girls' hairs,
and he's a reptile.
not hairs, but
Yes.
their hair.
Because of the adrenochrome.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and he's a reptile.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so where does that leave us?
I don't know. So, Mike, reptiles?
Do I believe in the reptilian hominids? I don't know. I mean, I've never seen one. I've never astral projected, and I've never seen anybody shapeshift. So, I mean, I know, like, I could just say seeing is believing, but I don't know. I mean, a lot of people claim to have seen them, but I know a lot of people claim to have seen a lot of things that may or may not be real, but it is something that, cultures across the world have talked about. It's alluded to in the Bible. So I don't know. It wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me because I think
Right.
a lot of times, truth is stranger than fiction. I really do believe that. So
That sounds like a movie.
It is a movie.
Is it really?
No.
It should be.
Maybe.
That would be a
Stranger
great.
Than Fiction, I think, is the name
Yeah.
of the movie.
It is, or a book, or a band.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things or fiction.
Yeah.
Stranger Fiction.
Nonfiction Stranger Things. What about you?
I'm gonna have to go with. Okay, here's the deal. David Icke. He is so convinced because he says the evidence is clearly there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he's convinced. He's like, the evidence is there. I don't talk. Because he says, I've done all these things and researched all these things, and every time, all the events that he says, when you, I forgot the phrase, but when you work backwards from a problem or a solution, you can see the journey.
Mm-hmm.
The journey will show you where you've been. I'm botching that up like crazy, but who cares? But he's saying all these random events that happen by themselves seem kind of random and in not coincidental.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start connecting the dots to look at where the journey took you, they're all connected.
Right.
I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I know what you're saying. I've heard him say that.
But based on what he's done, all the research that he's done, he always uncovers something else, which makes him go down a deeper rabbit hole and a deeper rabbit hole, which in his mind, the evidence is there that there is a reptilian humanoid race among us right now. And if you have the ability to see them in another frequency, you're probably blessed. Or if you can figure that out, you're good to go. But for the most part, everybody's asleep and we'll never see it and we'll never know. Everybody's just doing the daily grind, doing their jobs. Got to pay my taxes, got to raise my kids. They really don't think about this stuff because it doesn't affect them and they're asleep. But David's like, I'm convinced 100% that they're among us and they're trying to enslave us. And they have an end game. So I would think that I would have to say, yes, they are. I have no facts like he does. I have no evidence, but based on the current state of the world and the way it's going, talking about the globalism, the one world government trying to oppress everybody, that seems like the end game to me. And I just don't think humans would pull that off.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think so. I think more that reptiles are more so like demons. Right?
Yeah.
That makes
Fallen
sense.
angels.
Yep.
Yeah. And then that's what I think.
Yeah. I think that perfectly explains it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that camp. Demons, reptiles, whatever.
Yeah.
I assume the resemblance is there.
Is uncanny. Yeah.
You know.
It has to be the eye thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. The snake was the first deceiver.
Yeah. I'll cast you
So
onto your belly.
I mean, everybody's like, even if you went to a Christian church and was like, hey, reptile humanoids, watch out. And we're like, you're crazy. Did you read Genesis?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, wait. There was a snake there talking upright. Huh?
Yep.
Anyway. Well, so we got pretty much, we're all in agreement that it's possible. Mike's like, it's plausible. I don't deny it. Or it's possible. I wouldn't, it's stranger than fiction. It's probably happened.
If somebody came up to me and they're like, okay, do you want to see a reptilian shapeshift before your very eyes?
You're like,
I would,
absolutely.
I would jump at that chance to see that. I would absolutely love to see that.
And then not be impressed at all.
I'd be very impressed.
But you'd be like,
But I'd be like, I knew it.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you're on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute, and you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're not and you're listening on another platform, just turn on notifications, and so you never miss when we publish an episode. If you did not like this episode, I thank you for listening this long. Tune in next week when you might hear Mike say,
artificial intelligence is going to end the world.
wow.